Hey, welcome to today's video and welcome to the channel. If you are new and you would like to learn more, hit that subscribe button and press that bell button. Now, talking about Justin's son, Tron, leader, founder, whatever you want to know him as, he is in the news again. Now, a lot of prehistoric kind of stuff I'm going to bring out on this video, but let's talk about influence in the space and why it is really important that you are a good leader. Let's talk about it, let's go into more detail and let's have some fun. Right, hello, hi. So I'm over 3,000 subscribers, thank you very much, you guys are freaking awesome. And I'm doing a giveaway of Bitcoin, as you can see here with my company. You can crack on and do that, link is below. Now, obviously just do this said things and get an entry to raffle style ticket basis where anything can win. So even if you got 1 or 1,000,000, doesn't matter, you could win either way. So let's talk about Justin's son. Now, he has been accused again of purchasing more followers. This has always kind of been in the mind of my sort of elements. Anyways, I like to look at people's, followers. It's kind of sad. But in fundamental research of a coin, now let's go into what I do. I teach people how to research coins. I teach people how to, survive in the industry without getting completely burnt. Research and projects is something that is overlooked. And one of the things that you need to look for is black hat methods, i.e. fake growth. Okay? All well and good having a cryptocurrency community that has all of a sudden got 30 members, and then the next week you look at it and you think, freaking hell, there's 20,000 people. Why is that? You got to look at those sort of things. It's the same for Twitter, it's the same for social media platforms and robotic sort of stuff. Now, he's got over 1 million followers, and he was bragging about it. He said, oh, I'm the first crypto influencer to get over 1 million, which is kind of, cool. But when you look at it and you think, well, people are actually starting to, do a bit of a deeper research and a bit of deeper dive, it's now ended up on Cointelegraph, which is kind of not good for any sort of Tron investor. Now, when you look at this is kind of like, it is far too consistent. Far too consistent. Obviously far too consistent. It's obvious. No one grows 5,000 subscribers per day. No. But what I will say is this. There's other YouTubers that do it as well. There's people, Crypto Crew University, he buys them. It's obvious. His video views don't change. But as an influencer in the space, i.e. a leader of a coin that is in the top 20, it should not be the case. It shouldn't happen. Now, when you look at this, you think, well, how many followers? It's crazy. It's monumental. When you look at this graph here, in the bear market, where it was really bearish for Bitcoin, and at the minute, yeah, it's flipped. It's more bearish for altcoins now. So you'd expect the more following here to be better, wouldn't you? In retrospect, I'll look at the chart at the end, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. But the tweets, it doesn't really add up. 1.7 million followers. It's crazy. It was over 1 million not too long ago. It really has parabolically grown. But there's been no real development in the industry, in the altcoin space, to warrant that amount of growth. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people for one person. Now, you could argue the Warren Buffett debacle, and I'm going to go into that in a second. But for me, if you are looking at an account that is gradually growing without any sort of value, without any sort of fundamental advancement and development, but more bad news than good news, because there has been some other stuff that's came out, the China debacle as well. But for me, as a kind of an influencer in the space, trying to teach people this is what you need to look for in a coin, i.e. any mischievous sort of growth hacking, stay away from it. It needs to be as credible as possible. And we're going to talk about this, because why not? So Warren Buffett, he paid for a dinner with him. Obviously, Warren Buffett is quite an elderly gentleman who knows his stuff in the industry and ultimately doesn't like cryptocurrency. However, that's by the by. Doesn't matter. But ultimately, he paid a lot of money to go for lunch. Actually, $4.6 million. It was more of a publicity stunt. Now, why am I saying this? Now, not to kind of discredit what Tron has done in the past. Now, this is definitely not FUD, but this is just facts, and it's all there in black and white. It seems a little bit too good to be true as a PR stunt to pay X amount of money for the name, for doing the Twitter banners and stuff. Oh, the winning bid of a lunch with Warren Buffett, for him then not to turn up. But his friends, people close to him, are stating that he is a fraud. So it's very, very interesting to see, did he have the money to pay for this? Would he have gone? Would he have given any value to the industry by him going? I don't know. And I think it's one big bullet dodge for Warren Buffett in all fairness, because I think his company would be atrocious. But that's just me. Because he's Tron. He's nothing to do with the big powers of, you'd rather have someone who represents Bitcoin, who is a developer of Bitcoin, who knows money, to go instead of someone who's basically got a shitcoin, let's be honest. So that's interesting to think. Now, this article's quite a good read. It's interesting, it's quite long, but ultimately there's a lot of articles saying that, he is a bit rubbish. A bit of an air coin, as referred to his technical foundations and real value. Yeah, so there's interesting things about Tron that you need to really look into. As an investor, I do feel sorry if you're holding on to your bags. Ultimately, in my courses, I teach people to have no emotion. You are literally buying them and selling them. They're flips. Any sort of investment, you just got to think of it. The altcoin market is like the penny stock market. It kind of is. Do a bit of research, detach yourself from it, buy low, sell high, get rid. Too many people get very, very emotional about coins like Tron, and I probably get a lot of hate comments. You probably see that if you follow me anyways. You probably notice, oh my god, he's done it again. But ultimately, it is facts. If you're holding a coin based on fundamentals alone, you're probably not going to get very far anyways, because Tron hasn't got very many good fundamentals at the minute when you look at it. When you look at the leader, no, definitely not. But when you look at the technical analysis, you're not buying because of that. Let's be honest, and I'm going to come to the chart in a bit. So let's go on from the Warren Buffett into the next day. So when the scheduled meetup was due to happen, or i.e. it was going to happen, but he came down with kidney stones and he couldn't piss. Well, what happened there was he attended a influencer party in San Francisco. If you were ill and you were in hospital and you couldn't go to a event that you paid $4.8 million for, why would you be on a balcony with these suggesting other... I just don't get it. Really? Come on, I give up now. I really do give up. You wouldn't, would you? So in the future, due to my illness, I will take some rest. Whatever, mate. At the end of the day, he's very, very vocal. He's always online. He's always tweeting something useless. And that doesn't warrant the 700,000 Twitter followers he's obviously gotten as well. So, for me, there's a lot of interest. Regulators for over-marketing. Yeah. Regulators referred to, but the letter has only been posted in Chinese. So, yeah. There's a lot of things that you need to really uncover with Tron, and you need to have a little good look. And with elements of Tron's hype marketing, with the ICO, with the Warren Buffett stuff, and with other allegations of his other technology going into a bit of an issue, there's too much going on as an investor of Tron to be thinking, I've done well here. You definitely haven't. No one's done well with Tron, let's be honest. Unless you sold at the top in January last year. It's basically that. So in terms of this, if I was a person, I'm human, but if I was spending so much money and it relied on my company basis of credibility, I would not be cancelling that show with Warren Buffett, but then going to a show the next day. Doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Anyways, other things to mention. This, again, Tron creator Justin Sun apologizes to China in delete. Well, in deleted social media posts. But this is more controversy because it's due to his other company, essentially. So this is all kind of, related to that. And what kind of happened is the suspicions of him being banned from foreign travel. Okay, so what pretty much happened was there was a big old thing going out about him banned and being in an investigation in China. It actually turned out he was in San Francisco. However, there is some allegations that his app, Weibo, had issues with posting underage content, and that kind of caused a lot of controversy. A lot of people in China are also questioning his his methodology in the cryptocurrency space due to their stance on certain altcoins and risk to public. But ultimately, the allegations were pretty big. Like if you're a leader in the industry of a coin, known as Tron, yes, but if you're known in the industry that big, 1.7 million followers, and allegations have came out that you cannot go back to China due to an impending investigation, you're in San Francisco, it looks pretty damn bad. And for me, as an investor in cryptocurrency, that is why altcoin research is massively important. Now, if I was holding on to Tron, which I wouldn't be anyways, because there's no point, I'm going to go through the charts at the end, but ultimately, you would not be holding on to them for much longer. I would have dumped them straight away. Doesn't matter. It's heartache, it's too much. And you got to go for coins that have a genuine real use case, and most people overlook the use case and go for the ones that are the loudest, which does make sense in some way, follow the hype. But the hype has to be backed up by a good leader and a good real use case. There will be a day where altcoins will thrive. They will. It'll happen. It'll be all of a sudden it'll just flip. But ultimately, right now, it's definitely not the time to be buying or even looking at altcoins right now, especially Tron. So if you're a bag holder in Tron and you're watching this video, it's just one of those things, it happens. But to get out of that hole, you've got to be brave. You've got to either buy more at the bottom and average your position down, or wait and see what happens, basically. So, for me, looking at this from the outside looking in, if there's allegations of Chinese investigations due to an app he owns, that looks bad. The Warren Buffett debacle looks bad anyways. His fake following looks really bad. But also when you consider history in Tron, okay, the fake white paper, okay, well, fake, plagiarized, but ultimately mud sticks, and it looks really bad. It does look really, really bad. And you cannot keep defending stuff like this if there's too much information out there already. And every coin's got mud. Every altcoin. It's about buying at the right times and knowing what to buy. But you've also got this PR stunt as well that went totally wrong. Tesla. Giveaway of 2 Teslas went terribly wrong. Did a live video. It was to the wrong person. They announced it. Yeah. Big old hoo-ha. And it happened. You cannot have these many PR stunts that go wrong and survive. So, for me, as an investor, my lesson to you guys is to simply research your coins a lot. I know that if you buy low, sell high, it's easy. You can flip, you don't get attached. But people do generally hold on to altcoins for a long time. I do. I've got altcoins that I've held for a long time because I believe and I've done a lot of research and I'm just buying low. I've not bought for a while because they're getting lower. But at the bottom, I'll buy. Oh, yes, I'll buy. Because I'll make money. Because it will flip. And it's a certain point now it will flip. But let's look at the chart. Cover your eyes if you're a Tron investor. Wow. Now, Tron has some real good hypes. This is why I think Tron is a great money-making opportunity, regardless of what happens now. Because if you're trading it, and there's hype marketing, and there's management within that marketing where it looks good, look at the moves it has. We've had pop, pop, pop. These are alt seasons, technically, for this coin. Right now, you do not want to buy. When this starts going green, this is a weekly chart, by the way, it'll look quite good. Okay? Again, if you go to the daily time frame, it looks horrific. But these little drop pops in here, this is where you buy and you just sell. You flip them, man. Christ. Too many people are getting emotionally attached. They're like, oh, I'm buying it. Oh, bugger. Don't worry about it. Honestly, to make more Bitcoin, listen to this. Simple. You buy at the bottoms of these alt seasons. You know when it's alt season, it's obvious. It's like that obvious, it's ridiculous. We're getting to a point where it could happen very, very soon again. But you look at this divergence here, you look at the MACD, you look at the trend, and you're on a longer time frame. Anyways, you go above the moving averages. I've done plenty of videos on how to enter these. Anyways, it's simple. Enter a bit, enter a bit, enter a bit. Boom, and just let it ride. See what happens. Take your profits whenever. Okay, I'll have 150% extra Bitcoin, please, from bottom to top. It obviously won't happen like that, but you're going to get at least 100% on these moves. Every single time, it's like cheating. We're above that region, okay, cool. Oh, we're above it again, okay, cool. Whatever. You buy when it's above certain regions. Simple as that. The EMA 34, the moving average 100, the moving average 200. Okay? Doesn't matter what Justin Sun's doing. If your coin's going up, you just buy onto it and hold it. If it's going down, you don't touch it again. Simple as that. So there you go, that's today's video. Sorry to talk crap about Tron, but it had to be done. But ultimately, it's a money-making market. There's 5,000 altcoins, guys, you can trade. Doesn't matter what's what. As long as there's liquidity, it's fine. But Tron, at the minute, I wouldn't be touching this with a barge pole right now. Look at the mess of it. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Look at it. Ew, it's looking disgusting. I've got an old thing there where it could, either way, boom, died. So there you go. Today's video. A lot of FUD. Not the time to be buying. Let's be honest.